Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I know I wasn't supposed to make a video today, but I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and I'm going to talk about who's been consistently right on crypto and more importantly, Bitcoin against all odds or against the grain of what everyone else was saying. He's been consistently right. But before we get to that, I'm going to make this one very short. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, okay? So there's a lot going on that I'm going to make a video about in depth, okay? I know about China and Putin and South Africa and some of these nations getting together to form to depeg from the US dollar, right? There is a lot of fear about the US dollar. I just wanted to do a good job and make that video. And there's a lot of fear going on. We know this, right? Now you're hearing a resurgence of the US digital currency. As a matter of fact, I made this video almost 2 years ago. It was about a year. It's probably about a year and a half, closer to 2 years. And I want to play this and I want you guys to listen to it, okay?
We're also, as you know, investing heavily right now in building a new settlement system for instant payments in the U.S. It'll be the first such major expansion of our core payment system since the 1970s. We found the case for this quite compelling for consumers, businesses, and just ensuring that all financial institutions have access to the payment system. So bottom line, we haven't made a decision about the CBDC, but we will be issuing a discussion paper soon in order to form the basis of this public interaction that we'll have.
So just a short while ago, I did a post. Here's the results. And I asked, would you invest in regular cryptocurrency or would you invest in this new digital currency, right? And as you could see, let's see here, 88% of you said regular cryptocurrency and 12% said the US, digital currency. And that's what I think is going to be, good people. I just think that if the feds do this digital currency, it's going to further undergird regular cryptocurrency. It's going to actually give it more legitimacy. And with the more and more adoption and regulation of Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies, I believe it's a positive move. Just so you guys could clearly see, I was unshaven. I looked a mess. But let's keep it going. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Let me cut this down a little bit. That's what I wanted to show you guys about one of the things that's going on with cryptocurrency. All right. Here's another thing that I want to show. This is all leading to why Bitcoin, I believe, is running up. Now, here's another gentleman on CNBC, and he explains it masterfully and exactly how I see it.
Ryan, nice to talk to you. Yeah, the recent run. I mean, let's go through it. The story is completely unchanged here for Bitcoin, right? Every 4 years, Bitcoin, the fraud, the leverage, it gets completely wiped out. 2022 was an awful year. I mean, why is Bitcoin rallying? Well, there's no more sellers, right? It's quite simple. The supply held for 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years is at all-time highs, 67, 53, and 40%, right? It's a completely inelastic supply relative to demand. And there's a growing group of price agnostic accumulators that buy every single day. It's that simple. It's a matter of flows. Certainly our equity markets and bond markets and volatility, do they play into this? Of course they do. And Bitcoin's increasingly a macro asset. But what SVB showed, what the depegging of USDC showed, what the Fed's BTFP program
showed. What is that? That seems like a BFD in some ways. So I don't know, I don't know if I can say that, but I just did. How big of a deal is this? It seems like the government wants to create its own Bitcoin.
Well, I wouldn't go that far because they can't create another Bitcoin.
You know what? But you get the general direction, right? A lot of our audience is not Bitcoin experts. Neither is this anchor, by the way.
No, that's okay. I think ultimately the story here is that Bitcoin's rallying. I mean, along with other cryptos, right? But if you're looking, the other cryptos are bleeding relative to Bitcoin, and that wasn't the story during the bull run for much of 2022. These are bleeding out relative to Bitcoin as Bitcoin is pumping here. Something is happening, and what's happening is people realize They want to hold something that they don't have to trust anybody. They don't want to trust a stablecoin. They don't want to trust a crypto protocol or a developer. They want to hold a decentralized monetary asset with no counterparty risk. That's the story. That's been the story since 2010. And more people are just coming to realize it.
I think I got to correct you, Dylan. It's been the story since 2010 BC. You almost just described gold.
So you guys see where he was going with it. You see everything that's happening with the collapse of the banks, that type of deal, U.S. digital currency. I don't know about you. You guys can leave me a comment. I'm not buying that. I'd rather buy Bitcoin, right? Especially if you understand blockchain. And then if you look at the 4-year cycle in those different phases of crypto, like he said, people are set on just buying. Remember, for those of you that didn't catch it last week, how I was buying Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Polygon. And a lot of people asked me a few weeks back and a month back, what do you think about Solana? And I said, I believe it's going to come back, and it is killing it, right? But let's get back to the question at hand. Who was the one that has called it right? Now, this gentleman, I was slaying crypto in 2020, 2021, and 2020 and 2021. But this gentleman has been slaying crypto right now and going against the grain about what everybody's saying, and he's been consistently right. And that gentleman is Stocks with Josh. The reason why I'm making this video, I want everyone to watch how he called where Bitcoin is today. Now, it's easy to call it right now, but he was calling it when it was much lower than this, and he is a technical analysis person. And I'm making this video just to shout him out. Take a listen to this.
Start off with Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin is clearly trending up, but it's very, very likely that we're going to get a pullback. So I'm going to give you 2 levels of support. I'm going to give you a high level of support and a low level of support. What you guys do with that is your own business. You could consider taking a position at the high level of support and averaging into the position all the way down to the low level of support. Then you're not going to be timing it. You're not going to miss out on the move. So the high level is 26K. It's very possible that we're going to get a pullback, that we should at least pull back to 26K. But if we get a deeper pullback, I would expect that it could go all the way back down to 24,200. Now, it may not get there, but if we get some downward pressure on the markets or a really tough week, those are the spots where we're going to pull back to. I think it's pretty likely that we'll at least get to 26K. And if we get into a rough patch, we could get all the way down to 24.2. And of course, the FUD engines will be firing on all cylinders and people will be telling you that the move up is over, Bitcoin is broken, and it's going all the way back down to 10K from there. But it's not. It's just going to come down. It's going to hit that 24.2. And those who had the courage to buy are going to see the next move up to 30 or 32K. I think at this point, a move on Bitcoin up to 30 or 32K is almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. I believe we're going to get there. Let me talk to you a little bit more about what I see in the charts and why.
So he called it, as you could see, that was 4 days ago. And at the end of this video, I'm going to leave the video that he posted on today. Now, he does not know this, full disclosure. I do know Stocks with Josh, but I'm telling you that when we had our live, and if you saw it, leave me a comment. When we had our live, he talked about these levels weeks ago, okay? And so that's why I'm making this video. I agree with him. It doesn't matter if you start buying now. Remember, I've been constantly saying accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Why? We're in the accumulation phase, right? So I totally agree with Josh, and I totally agree with the gentleman before him. Why is Bitcoin doing what it is? Now, you topple that with SVB and everything that's happening in the banks, and there was a run on the banks, and there was over $100 billion worth of withdrawals, right? So where were you going to put your money? A lot of people didn't trust. Gold is starting to come up now, but it was flatlined. And so people literally started to put money into Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has been outperforming the altcoins right now because it's a layer one more stable, right? So I want to ask you, if the United States come out with a digital currency, would you buy that or regular cryptocurrency? Okay. And if the banks start to show how weak they are and really start to collapse, I'm also going to tell you that your money is safer with equities, which is stocks, real estate, those type of things. Your money is actually safer because, it's just a safer thing if cash truly turns into trash, right? And so there's a lot to unfold here, a lot to cover. I don't want to get into it. I wasn't supposed to even make a video today. My reason for making this video is solely to shine a light on Stocks with Josh. So if you want some great crypto plays, when to get in, when to get out, he has been consistent. I'm going to make his link the top link in the description below, followed by Stock Up University, of course, and then Mumu after that. But I want everyone that is following me to also follow Stocks with Josh. I don't care who it is, when it is, where it is. If I could bring something to the family that's going to help you make more money, I will bring it, okay? All right, I want everybody to do two things. Click the link below, subscribe to Stocks with Josh page, and then watch this video, all right? We will see you tomorrow morning live, prayerfully, with the CPI numbers, okay? Live, love, laugh, and learn.